And now that we have our own truck, we can drive where we want, even if a job's not taking us there. Good morning. I'm Dad Named Cobra. I've got a Coke Zero here, having already had my morning coffee, but still wanting some more caffeine. How are you all this morning? Oh man, that look that big. That's a long truck. Gosh, these exits. I've done this depot before, and it is not friendly.
Time to hit the road.
But as I was saying before I interrupted myself, which I do all the time, what are you drinking this morning? What are you eating this morning? Leave comments in the chat or down in the doobly-doo if you're watching this somewhere else other than the live stream, and tell me what you're up to this morning or evening, whenever you're watching this, as we get out on the open road. Okay. Hey, what do you know? I think we'll actually get out of the parking lot in one piece. Isn't that nice? Well, we'll probably get to Seattle before it becomes night. It is 6 p.m. in-game. Seattle's not that far from Tacoma. This is just a short drive. Mainly we're just doing this to see if it can get us closer to Bellingham faster, as a lot of the other routes haven't paid off heading us in the direction we want to go.
Get ready to turn right.
This is not quite like a lot of space sims where you'd have
turn right.
The ability to pick up cargo and haul to the destination of your choice. Gotta get the jobs that take us the way we want to go. You know what? I meant to be streaming with some music today,
Keep right,
but
and then turn
I
right.
haven't fully tested all of that new setup, so that will be coming down.
Turn right.
Instead, you'll just have to put up with me and no radio. That's okay. As it's Friday, we're probably heading into most of y'all's weekends. Anybody got any good plans out there? Mine so far is not that fancy. I think at some point I'm going to the dump because and I already have to stop far away. Why do they do this to me? Go to the dump probably tomorrow. Maybe get an oil change. I think I said that last week, and it did not happen last week, but I definitely need to get around to doing it. And you know, that's all sorts of exciting.
Let's find a new route.
Maybe if I'm lucky, I can drag some friends online tomorrow morning. Huh? We could shoot some zombies or something. I have been wanting to do some 7 Days to Die content. I think that you all would love that. I say to an audience who's mostly coming here to watch me drive trucks. But no, really. I mean, we'll restore some houses. We'll shoot the undead. It could be this old house, but with zombies. Which, if that doesn't describe like a weird amalgam of 80s television and what it was like to be a kid in the 80s, I don't know what else does. And if you weren't a kid in the 80s, maybe that doesn't make any sense to you, but it seems like half the time that the TV was on, it was some weird show, just like this old house, where you're like, what are we doing? It's like, well, we're watching somebody restore an old house. So it's like some sort of house flipper crazy. No, they just go around and do it just so you can watch men do tradesmen and craftsmen all day. Kind of a different vibe than what we have today, you know? I keep forgetting I moved my camera over here today, so I'm looking up at the light. The camera's actually over there. And 40 miles an hour. Okay. We'll slow down.
Keep right.
Slow down a little
and then
more.
turn right.
Port of Seattle. This is it. We've only got 8 miles to go. This is a fast drive. I wish it was this easy to make money in real life.
Keep right.
Pardon me there, folks. Just take a quick drive like this and bring in a couple $1,000.
Recomputing.
I mean, unless truckers make a lot more money than I thought they did, I feel like this game overpays. Maybe truckers really do make that kind of money. In which case, that would make the average trucker wealthier than most people that I
Keep
personally
right.
know. And, you know, it's a hard job. They should be paid well. I'm just curious if, like, if that's how it works or not. Oh, gosh. What is... Okay, this GPS... Okay, we're going to look at this, folks. Look at the GPS on down there on the bottom right. We've got to come down here, and then they're going to loop us around, and then loop us back under the freeway.
Keep right, and then turn right.
That is quite the exit pattern. Okay.
Turn right.
Yeah, turn right here. Just gotta stop. Pull in, complete stop. Now we'll take our turn. So we got one of the hospitals up there.
Keep right, and then turn
It
right.
almost captured looking parts of Seattle. I feel like this doesn't look quite
Turn
right.
right.
So we've got some of it over there. It's close. Just gonna take another turn. Alright. We got a little sightseeing spot. Well, we're not sightseeing today, folks, so we're gonna keep going. We'll have to reject it. Again, I've still promised we'll go sightseeing one of these days. Today is not that day. Today we're on a quest. We're getting
Keep
real
right,
close.
and
I've been
then
on this
turn
quest
right.
for a few weeks, last few Fridays, heading north, trying to go all the way from the Mexican border all the way up to
Turn right.
Bellingham. And then we can get around to some other madness. Alright. Maybe go check out Montana, head down to Texas. Hit up some of those new
Go
parts of the
straight
map.
on.
Because so far we've mostly been cruising around just the West Coast. And I love me the West Coast. I live on the West Coast, was born on the West Coast. But, you know, let's go see some other sights and sounds. You know what I mean. And you can tell I'm awake this morning. Although I slept not too terribly. My son didn't wake me up too many times. Having a toddler, for those of you that have kids, you would know. That means you never really sleep properly until they're
Keep
like,
right.
I hear 18 or so. I don't know if that's true, but right now, oh. But that's okay. He's cute. So I'll tolerate it for now. Once he gets a little bigger, maybe I'll be a little more demanding. Alright, where do they want this? Well, that doesn't look so bad. I mean, that's the easy one, but that doesn't look so bad. We don't have to turn the truck around or anything, I think. Let's go ahead and give that a try. We're probably going to regret it, but I don't normally get the exactly where do you want to park jobs. So, let's see if we can make that happen. All the way over. Oh, this huge trailer. Okay, let's see here if I can get a good view on it. That it right there? I think we need to come through this gate and kind of loop up and park right up there. So it's a loop. A little tricky. And these gates are really small. We're not doing this truck any favors, folks. But I still think this is doable. This is better than the average hard parking spot. So wait for us to pick up a little bit of extra RP. Yeah, experience points, not RP. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, that's tight. Okay. We might wind up skipping this depending on how it goes, but we're going to give it a go, folks. We're going to try. I think what I want to do is just edge her in. Crank over. Alright, get those front wheels into the socket. Crank back. Pull her forward. Yeah, they're not going to count that. They're going to want straight. Oof. Okay, that's going to be a challenge. We're going to give it a go. Can we get it all the way down here, lined up, get our wheels lined up. A lot of these better jobs, and I should have known, they usually require you to back the truck up. And And that is where my lack of experience in truck driving really shows, is our trying to back a truck up. Like, I respect the heck out of drivers who can do all this stuff. Oh, okay. I'm going to straighten it. Now we're a little outside of alignment. So I don't know if they're going to accept it. I don't think they're going to accept it. We're going to get that one pass. No, it's not happening. It's not happening. I'm a terrible parker. And that's even true in real life with my Jeep, which is nowhere near as big as a truck. All right, so we lose out on the experience there, but that's okay. Okay, folks. All right, so after all that work, we have negotiated the relatively simple process of buying a truck. And now that we have our own truck, we can drive where we want, even if a job's not taking us there. And that's what we're going to do. We are going to drive north from Seattle to Bellingham. And then from there, some adventure. I was thinking maybe we head over towards Montana, make our way down towards Texas, have some fun drives through some of the states we haven't seen before. And then we can start picking up some jobs, make some money to pay off this loan. All right, look at that. Isn't she a beaut, folks? She's a beaut. Gotta admit it. Wouldn't you agree? Okay. Now, let's hit the road. We're going to pull up our map here. We are going to set ourselves a destination. They plopped us all the way back into Reading. Oh, why Reading? Because that's the part I picked as a starting location, because it's right in the middle of the West Coast, and they sent us all the way back to there once you buy a truck, because that's where our garage is. Well, that's okay. That's all right. We wanted to drive today, didn't we? So we're going to set ourselves up to come all the way to Bellingham, Washington. Why don't we go to... Well, this lot here's got... Okay, reset nav. I'm going to do that. Okay. All right. Got it set up.
Ready to roll.
Oh, let me tell you, after driving around with various truck payloads, this feels so simple comparatively speaking. Oh, so that my phone alerts are on, and that is shoddy craftsmanship, folks. Okay.
Turn left.
All right. Well, if you're out there watching in the chat or on where else other than live stream, leave a comment. Tell us where you'd like to see us explore in the existing world of the game. We can go check it out. What's your favorite state to drive in? What routes do you love? Do you go up and down the west coast line, or do you avoid it and do you spend more time into the interior? Let me know. And do you like this side cam a little better than our old front cam? I think it looks a lot better. The first few streams I was experimenting with just straight on, and that just was real rough. I feel like we're doing a lot better here, folks. Plaster Inn, Sons, Walbert. Do you think Walbert's supposed to be a Walmart? Do you think that's what they're pantomiming over there? Do you think this light will ever change for us? Okay, well, we've got 47K, so we can pay back a goodly amount of this loan before we have to worry about making money. So that's good news for us. Assuming we don't get hijacked by biker gangs or something. I still think this game would be a hoot if they added in some optional roleplay stuff like that. Turned it into a trucker RPG, as it were. What do you think? That'd be pretty great. That would be pretty amusing. also probably thinking, you know, Cobra, if you're gonna stream
Get ready
this
to turn
live,
right.
you should stream later in the day. And you'd be right. A lot of times, for those of you that are going to catch the live stream, it's not usually going to be here in the morning. But
Turn right.
that's that dad life. And right now, this is the times that I can work with. Don't worry, don't worry. One of these days, we'll get it out. We'll try out some other time zones. For the meanwhile, this is what we got to do. Alright, yeah, there we are. Reading city limits, Cypress Avenue.
Keep
Cypress
left.
Avenue. We are on I-5. So, the route to Bellingham is relatively simple. All we got to do is drive north. In the real world, it'd be somewhere in the area of 12 to 16 hours to drive from Reading to Bellingham, up I-5.
Keep left.
Exactly how long that'll take us here in the game, I don't know. We'll keep a look and see if we can timer it. But let's see, what do they got? 3 seconds to the minute, which means that an hour would. So that means that a minute. So an hour is 180 seconds, so 3 minutes. So 12 hours, we're looking at 36 to 40 minutes. Okay, well, let's see if we'll actually get all the way there before I have to log out for the morning. Because I gotta go for a drive to take care of some errands today. You know, they did nail the Lake Boulevard exit here in Reading pretty well. Like, you can see the water park and everything like that. So it's not too bad. It's funny how they'll get a snippet of it right, you know, because they have to work with around the scale. But, apologies, folks. But the rest of it doesn't quite capture Reading. It's a little bit bigger than that. Here we are, immediately up into the quote-unquote mountains and stuff. I don't even think we get to see Lake Shasta in the game, which is normally something you would see on the drive here. Unless they modified the map a little bit, because it looks like we got weed in there. So maybe, ooh, do we get to see Lake Shasta? I don't remember Lake Shasta being in. Or Shasta Lake. Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay. All right, I take it back, folks. That's lovely. That is nice. They are definitely done in overhauling the California packing area. I know that they went and fixed that up, and so that is lovely to see some of these regions getting a little bit more accurate. I hear like a tone or a note. Do you all hear that? Is that a plane in the game? Oh no, that's here in real life, isn't it? Is that coming through on the stream? Somebody outside in the real world is using some sort of industrial equipment. And that is real loud stuff. As I wreck and mess up my truck. 1 second, chat. I'll be right back with you. All right, good news, everybody. It is just the propane company filling up the next door neighbors, and it looks like my filters are doing their job and keeping it out. So sorry about that interruption. A little bit of damage to the cab. That's okay. That's okay. We'll fix it up. Fix it up. We own this truck now, so we got to be sure to take care of it. But that gets us back on the open road. We can enjoy the beauties of Northern California, and also get back on our way. Good. Look at this.
Keep left.
Beautiful. You hear the birds, and you know, this is just such a wonderful, wonderful day in the quasi-spring eternal summer of the American Truck Simulator game. European Truck Simulator always feels like it's on the verge of summer/fall, but to me, American Truck Simulator always feels like it's on spring/summer. I don't know if you all have played both games, but that's the vibe I get from it. I'm also thinking that later today, I would like to do a record of just a no talk, but just a drive with me chill hop stream, for the purposes of just like a kind of like a vibe with me post for YouTube's. What do you guys think? I think that could kind of be good. Just like a open road trip sort of thing. One of the channels I love to watch is just like a dash cam in Japan, where it's just a driver driving around. And it's just a kind of a dashboard cam, and it's just background noise of the vehicle. And, you know, sometimes there's music. Oh, look at Klamath River. Yeah, they really, I feel like they really have touched this this part of Northern California since the last time I played. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. It'd be almost nice if I had the ability to have a cameraman who could have an independent camera control to bring camera to the stream while I drove, so we could pick up all those beautiful panoramic sights. Or if the game had some method like to do that in like kind of a replay. I wonder if it does. I'll have to dig around through the settings. Some games will do that for you. But in the meanwhile, we'll just have to dream about how cool that would be. And I think this is the mountains, and they kind of make it easier to get up the mountain than it is in real life. And there is our checkpoint as we're going to cross the border to Oregon. Throw a little honk at the border, boys. Yeah. As you can see, they've got the lanes closed off there to force everybody through the produce checkpoint. As we make our way down first passing Hilt. Now, I don't remember Hilt, Oregon. I believe it was Ashland? Ashford? I think it's Ashland. It was always the first big stop I remember on the other side of the border. I think that's just because we had field trips up there for like some Shakespeare festival or something when I was a kid. But I don't remember Hilt. Maybe they were near Rice Hill. Now, I've talked about this on the stream before. Rice Hill was a place that you could stop and buy ice cream on a road trip, and many a parent would make the stop there, especially the warmer parts of the year, fill the kids up with ice cream and get on the way, because if you pass the ice cream, the children would be so angry. You can't have that. We're gonna just see if we can pass this truck. We're not supposed to be going this fast. We're speeding just a couple miles over the speed limit. We're getting the bypass, which thank goodness, because we don't have anything to weigh, and I've had to force myself back over in that other lane. Oh, we're up to 60, folks. 60 speed limit. Thank you, Oregon. Set ourselves to 62. We're speeding just a little bit. Hopefully not enough that the cops mind and ticket us, but enough that when it comes to driving, we can get around a little bit better. What was that? Where did they come from? Well, I didn't get the ticket, so it was their fault. I don't know if y'all just saw that, but I had a car lunge out and rear end me. Messed up my cruise control and everything. Okay, let's get back up to speed. That was something else. Woo. And in the game, we just blow it off. In real life, that there'd be tickets and fines, and I'd have to stop, and that would ruin our trip. That would ruin our road trip. And somebody's staying. Hopefully they're okay. I know they're just virtual people, but I don't think they can get back on their little simulated lives without too much trouble. mean, in some ways, I like to pretend in my head when we play a game like this, we're just driving through this little simulated world and we're temporarily in their world. I guess there's a bunch of video games and books that deal with that exact thing, but we're briefly a citizen in this little place, and then they get back out and things work on. Yeah, there's a whole cartoon as a kid, though, about that sort of thing. What was that? Reboot? Reboot. That was the name. Which was more of a kid's show and not quite as nuanced. At one point, partway through the series, they kind of rebooted the show and tried to make it edgier. Which didn't really work. But that was that era for you. The 90s especially, 80s and 90s cartoons, where they were not afraid just to throw a show under the truck and virtually almost completely reinvent it in an attempt to make it so they could boost the ratings and stuff. But that kind of inconsistency never really went off well with the viewers. Not for me, for sure. But I don't think most kids were into it from what I remember. So it's always funny when you'd see them do that. Usually that was a sign that the show wasn't getting good enough ratings and the network wasn't quite willing to cancel it, but wasn't quite willing to leave things alone. Alright, coming up Grants Pass, 29 miles. Okay, we're back up to 60. Speed back up a little bit. We pass some sort of fun park there. Now, do y'all think that the world map is mostly modeled in and then they go and fix it up later when they add the expansions? Like, do they, or is it if you were to drive past these hills from the wrong angle, would there be nothing? Which is more trouble than the other? Oh man, I lost speed there. Sorry, everybody. I thought I pulled it up to the new speed without a problem, but I did something wrong and didn't get the cruise control button. I'm going to hit the I-5 for about an hour a little bit later today. Well, okay, about 40 minutes and then I'll be transferring over to another freeway. But hopefully the traffic's this easy. Look at this. This is not too bad. Although it is rainy here. I'd be for some of this weather. This is lovely. Alright, we need to keep an eye on our gas. We're doing really good since we're not much hauling anything. But I do see that our sleepiness is climbing up. But we do have to watch that. Since we've been doing contract work mostly so far, it hasn't been a big deal. But if you take a look there on the GPS unit on the bottom right, you will see that we have, pardon me, we have a little bed meter that is slowly filling up with blue. And that represents exhaustion in the game. They kind of model it. Is that like a convertible that just passed me? Huh. But yeah, they model that in the game world, kind of add some realism as far as things go. And you do have to pay attention to it. And in some parts of the country, it's not too bad. You can find rest stops. But I swear, some parts of the country in this game, they do not model the rest stops in. And you just spend so much time trying to find one. It's terrible. Absolutely. Alrighty, everybody. I get down the Ville of Pagans. I get the canyon place. We got a rest stop coming up. You know, I think we're going to go ahead and take it. The sleepy meter's only about half full. But you know what? No, we still got daylight. Let's sit on it a little bit. I-5's not too bad for rest stops. We'll keep going. We'll wait until we get a little sleepy. Because I'm pretty sure it was morning when they had us take off since we bought the truck. Let's not waste the time. We're going to enjoy some of this nice outdoor view. We've got a nice, beautiful casino and gas station over there. Those nice little neighborhoods over there. Pretty lovely out. And we're not getting any really fancy views. Let's see. Oh, I forgot we got the forward cam, back cam. Another forward. Another forward. Oh, the cinematic. That one's dangerous. That's that cinematic cam. I think that's number 9. Where it does what it thinks is best. Let's drive for a while like this, folks, and take a look. Oh, this just cycles through. Now, which camera? Okay, so that's 8 that triggers that. Okay. 7 is our front wheel. Okay, so let's drive in 6 for a moment. Ooh. How do we feel about that? It's fun. Let's see here. Is that just basically? It's not quite the cab view, but that's basically the cab view. Move the camera down a little bit, and then just kind of like see the terrain. Okay, well, I really like that. That is nice for when you're doing a casual drive like this. Might have to do the drive with me videos that way. So instead of this dashboard cam, it's more of the actual dashboard cam. And I think that's a good way to put it. That's the dashboard cam. Did you see them brake check me right there? That was rude. That was rude. Sometimes the cars, I swear they do that on purpose just to slow you down. That's the weapon. Okay, that was too much fun, folks. What are we looking at? It is 2:18 in the afternoon, and we've got 416 miles to go. If I can hit the little indicator thing, maybe my car will fuel. I've got 1,217 miles left in the tank, because since we're not hauling any cargo, you can go quite a way. I mean, this thing's got like a 120-gallon tank. Could you imagine how much that costs to fill, folks? Oh my gosh, that is... Check this current gas price. There's another rest stop. Hi, rest stop. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That looks charming. Okay, we get over. Oh, we got this truck coming out. Look, buddy, I've been working hard to get back to this. All right, we'll move over. We'll let you in. Just, oh, I'm not going fast enough anymore. They put the speed back up to 60. I'm the problem. Okay. All right, there we go. There we go. Enjoy some of this open road cam. Maybe a little bit of... You know, when you do that particular camera, I feel like the AI should take over and prevent you from wrecking. Look, they're going to want you to take advantage of some of these beautiful vistas. It wouldn't hurt if they had a self-driving mode for when you're trying to capture some screenshots. I can assure you guys right now, Conrad, we did not sign up for this. We were here for some serious gameplay, not to watch you play with the camera. I know, but you have to admit it's fun. Okay. Now, one of the reasons that I am not resting yet, even though that sleep bar is starting to get a little over, we're at 60%, maybe less than 70, is that when you sleep, you don't really get to choose, unfortunately, how long you sleep or when you wake up. It just sleeps. And I think it's normally just advances the clock 8 hours. which can sometimes put you in the awkward position of driving at night when you don't want to, or oversleeping and causing problems with your delivery, and all that kind of nonsense. And that's just no fun at all, folks. And it's bubbly in the chat. Watching me drive in the middle of the road is fun. As in, I'm driving in the middle of the road and you're laughing at me, or you're in the middle of the road while you watch me drive. Like you're a passenger, hopefully, and streaming me on your phone. You're going to have to clarify.
Keep left.
Oh. Go. Well, that's a pretty cool game. That's fun. I am driving in the middle of the road. You are not driving right now. Okay, good. Well, I would hope that you would be a passenger as opposed to actually driving. That would be most unfortunate. But yes, no, especially when I'm playing with the cameras, I am so bad about that. Driving all over the place. I did discover some new camera buttons, Bubbly, and I have been messing with them. This is one of my new favorite ones, is I discovered that there is a, what appears to be a dash cam view, which kind of just, you don't see anything but the road. That's real nice. You lose out on some of the sound effects, but you get some of the outside sound effects, which is lovely. Oh, the neighbor's got so many cars pulling in right now. It's being lively over there. A little bit of hot tea, a little hot gossip. People be spying on the neighbors. They're lovely folks. Older couple. It's probably their kids who live very nearby. And I have to say, if I get to the point in life and the kids are still in town and come and visit me that much, then I'm probably doing things right. Although, maybe you don't want them to visit too much. Maybe at that point you're like, hey, lead your own life, kiddo. Let dad have some peace and quiet. Like, there's got to be that fine balance between being too smothering and being ignored. Especially since by the time that my baby is all grown up, I'm going to be in, like, my 60s. I'm an old dad, folks. But, you know, that's all right. We'll figure it out. I mean, step one, stay alive until my mid-60s, and then see where things go from there. All right, let's hit that cam button. Whee! Whispering, giving up the ghost there. Hi, Whispering. Oh man, look at all these people in the chat today. As people dip in and out. I lost someone. I think I know who my lurker was. Working and mostly lurking. Working and lurking. I mean, honestly, that is how I spend most of my time when I'm watching a stream, is working and lurking. Although, I do a lot of stream watching while I'm making dinner. If anybody I know is streaming during dinner time, well, not during dinner time, during prep time. Like my friend Case, when they're streaming. Although, I think the 2-year-versary is starting to wind down, so I'm not getting quite as much streams at that point. But considering that they tend to play some late night, well, not late, they tend to play spooky, scream at ghosts and run away games, I find those to be very amusing while I'm prepping dinner. Let's see, Kyle does that too, but we often make dinner together, a bit more space for two in our kitchen. Yeah, our kitchen's pretty small, and also I discovered I am not great at sharing kitchen space. I love my lady, I do, but I am not necessarily good at saving. Like, I'm very particular about how I use the kitchen, about how it's set up. Well, yeah, and the dynamic's a bit different. I do most of the cooking in the house anyways. I've had some people be like, well, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no. Like, it's my kitchen. I do most of the cooking. And I think in that scenario, you could be a little bit more bossy about it. Oh, look at this, folks. 4:30 in the afternoon, and we're approaching Seattle. Okay. Nice. Let's hit the dynamic cam here at the right moment.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Keep right and then turn right. Alright, what do we got coming up here, folks? Oh, we gotta take that. We're going on to this interchange system. It's all sorts of fun. Time to slow down. Seattle drivers give you anxiety, Bubbly? They give me anxiety too. The freeway through Seattle, if I'm lucky, isn't so bad. But spending more time in Seattle than I have to, especially on like the roads, I don't know about that. That is not my favorite. And the downtown exits definitely give me anxiety, especially since a few of them will just straight up dump you like into downtown, like into a stoplight. It is crazy. All right, folks, we're doing a little bit of aggressive driving here. See if we can't make our way. All right. Pull up. Okay, we're doing good. Bubbly says Seattle in general gives her anxiety. Yeah, no, I totally understand. Let's look back at these kitchen conversations. Bubbly, my kitchen's big enough for the essentials, but only room for one person at a time. That's basically my kitchen, Bubbly. Is not. Well, I am using blinkers. You can't hear them in that mode. If I'm in the this mode, you can't hear the blinkers at all, even though they are on. So I am speeding a little bit, however, which I probably shouldn't do since I'm a big truck. Okay, that I wasn't using blinkers. That got me there, but
keep left.
All right. Oh, now I waste. Gosh, it is so easy to speed up. Fired. Hey, I'm an independent owner operator now. This is my truck, right? Like they can't fire me. Let's see if we can get in. Was it 11 in the real world? Well, we're getting close to the point where I need to go run an errand. I'm driving off to Cordis, but I think we can make it all the way to Bellingham, folks, before I have to do it, and I'll finish my quest to get to the Great North.
Keep left.
Oh, and then I'm over that hill and speeding again. Man, this truck responds so well without a cab. I mean, without a trailer. You know what I mean. Alright. Oh, we still haven't even gone through Seattle proper? Or are we... I thought we already went through Seattle. We must have just hit through Tacoma, is what we probably did there, folks. Shows how much attention I'm paying. Looks like we're almost ever. I know, right? Well, the way that they have the world compressed here. Entering Washington? I'm already very confused by some of the signs I just saw. I'm pretty sure. Departing Vancouver. You know what? That was Portland. Oh, I was seeing the signs for us to continue through to Seattle, but all of that right there, we were driving through Portland, folks. That was Portland playing the part of Seattle in the fictional universe of our head. Just how like we often have Vancouver play the part of Seattle, but Seattle often plays the part of Vancouver, and Toronto and New York play each other on TV all the time. It's funny how that sort of stuff happens. It's just crazy. Well, that explains it. I thought we were making way too good of time for it to be the time. So now it's getting up on 6 in-game time. Ooh, and I am getting sleepy, folks. That blue meter is almost all the way up. We need to keep an eye out for a rest stop. And that rest stop might be a good stop for us. Let's pull up our map real quick. Let's take a look here at what we got available. We've got some potential. That's a way station. This looks like this. It's a little gas station, way station. How much further up? Oh, hey, there's a. Well, again, way station. That puts us all the way into Bellingham. Where are we right now? Way down here. Okay. All right. Well, you know what, folks? We're just going to see where the road takes us. Keep an eye out for our options. I don't think we'll make it all the way there, though, before we get too tired. The sun's getting lower in the sky. Now, so traditionally, this is about the park and road trip. So if you're lucky, you've hit Seattle before now. Although with it being 6, probably we'd be lucky enough if this was the real life. But by the time we hit Seattle, that we would miss most of the Seattle afterwork traffic, which is good news. You know, putting you coming into Bellingham later in the day, if it was 6 o'clock and we still drive across the Washington State, I'd say that put us in Bellingham somewhere around 10 or 11, if I had to guess off the top of my head. Okay, we've got some foods and other stuffs over here on the next right. I think, folks, we are going to take this exit and head on over across the street for some of those rest options.
Never mind. I'll find a new route.
Now, you think if the world was fair, we'd be able to go over to any of these gas stations
Go straight on.
the right, but those are all blocked to us, so we're going to have to head left. As you can see those little X's there, that is part of the off-limits. Ew.
Finding new route.
Yes, finding you. We'll worry about it later, Mr. Guidance Man.
Turn
We are
left.
heading to this rest area. Ooh, is there a giant donut thing at this rest area?
Rerouting.
I think we chose correctly.
When possible, make a U-turn.
When possible, make a U-turn.
Okay.
Donut
Let's
plant.
find a new
In
route.
Taco Kingdom. Donut plant in
Recompute.
Taco Kingdom? Okay, I like this place. We're just
Make
gonna
a
go
U-turn.
ahead. Making our way in the world today takes everything you got. You know, we might as well top off the old gas while we're here, shouldn't we, folks? Take advantage of our refuels. I don't know, all of these, we're going the wrong way in all of these. I wonder if they'll give us gas anyways. That would be funny. They will. Fill up the tank, fill up the tank. That's a casual top off for a truck like this. $305. That's insane. Oh boy. Alright. Repair shop. But we're not looking for the repairs. We're just looking to park. And rest ourselves. Look at how these are set up. All these are parking spots that you would back into as a truck driver. Man, I don't know how realistic that is. Could you imagine coming in, you're tired, and you gotta back your trailer into one of these? I mean, again, I suppose a professional truck driver would have little to no problem with these. Like that cement truck that just tried to cut me off, but I can't even imagine. They're like, you can stop the engine. I'm like, well, let me get into the spot first. There we go. There we go. All right. Stop the engine. Do a rest. Nice. All right. But that said, everybody, it is 11:12 here in the real world as I'm recording. And it is time for me to go do some adult responsibilities out there in the world. This has been a Dad Named Cobra. You've been watching me here. If you want to show me that you appreciate the show, if you're watching this on a streaming service, you should follow. If you're watching this somewhere like the YouTube, you should like and subscribe and also follow so you get updates and interact with the doobly doos. Tell me how your day was. Tell me what's going on.